All right.
Oh, okay. I know writing this shit right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Welcome back after a couple week hiatus. We
Month
are back here on 412 press coverage
on
for the
412 day.
wealth,
Hey, it is
wealth
it is
episode.
412 day. It is 412 day, by the way.
You know what that means? 412 day. Once we hit that 100 followers, Chick-fil-A $25 gift card coming your way. All right. Now let's hop right into it. We're going to go straight for the Lakers. You know, the play-in is here. The play-in game for Lakers happened yesterday. What a thriller, man. In my personal opinion, it was very disappointing. But they got the win. So all in all, I guess we can be happy about that. Maury, what was your takes on that game yesterday for the Lakers?
Um, well, it's simple. I mean, there's nothing to be happy about. That was the worst game of basketball I've ever watched in my entire life, from a Lakers standpoint. Um, for 3 quarters, they were getting the bricks beat off them. I mean, they couldn't keep up. And the Timberwolves, not to take anything away from them, but the Lakers have championship expectations, and the Timberwolves do not. So for LA to go into that game, heavy favorites at home, 7 seed, won 11 out of 13 games to end the season, beat Minnesota a week prior on the road with Rudy Gobert. I just think that the Lakers' biggest issue will be their defense because they take too many possessions off. It's not to say that they can't defend when they want to. The problem is they don't defend consistently. And when the Lakers defensively are tenacious and they're incredibly hard to score against. But whenever they're not tenacious and whenever they're not defending, easy buckets. On Sunday against Utah, the Jazz had about 80 points in the paint. That means they're getting to the rack with ease. I mean, they were driving right in. Their threes were wide open. Minnesota was shooting 63% from the floor in the first half at one point. And yes, you can mix that with incredible shot making, but at the same time, the defense wasn't there from the Lakers, and it was just that's what they don't say. Defense wins championships. They don't say that for nothing. There's a reason why they say that, and I think the Lakers should be very concerned. The Grizzlies are a good team, obviously number 2 seed. They got John Morant. They have a lot of defensive players: Jaren Jackson Jr., Dylan Brooks, Xavier Tillman. Um, so they got a squad, and the Lakers are gonna have to be ready. And because I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can beat them.
And especially with Jaw Crip Moran on the Grizzlies sideline, man. I just
Yeah.
it's a rough matchup over there, and I feel as if the Lakers shouldn't have a problem with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm being completely honest, but I know they will have a problem because they're the Lakers. But the way I'm looking at the schedule right now, so I think the T Wolves will get that eighth seed. I don't see OKC or the Pelicans beating them at all. So I do think the T Wolves will go ahead and take that eighth spot. Now that first series, I'm gonna just go through my who I think is gonna win first series. I got Nuggets versus T Wolves. I got Nuggets in six. Clippers versus the Suns. I got Suns in five.
Oh.
Sacramento versus the Warriors. They really should have played the Phoenix Suns, but I knew it wasn't going to work out like that. I got Warriors in six, and then the Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies. I got to go to the Lakers in six.
Um. Wow. Okay. Yeah, those are interesting picks. I honestly, I would take the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans are going to win tonight, and I think the Pelicans are going to beat the T Wolves because I think this is one of those things where the T Wolves gave everything that they had against the Lakers, and it wasn't good enough. And I don't think they'll have enough left in the tank to beat a Pelicans team that has
See, I got to cut you off there. I got to cut
two
you off there.
legitimate bucket getters.
I got to cut you off there because they played the Lakers without Rudy Gobert. I really don't count that game. Like, I mean, I
You
count
don't
the
think
game,
you don't think
but
that
they
they
played
were
them without Rudy
shooting?
Gobert.
That's correct. But you don't think they were shooting 16 for 32 from 3 at one point? That you think that partly had to do, like, you don't think they were playing better without him? Like, you don't think they were them shooting 50% on 32 threes, like,
That's
wasn't
like
partly
saying
due
the
to him not
Lakers
being
will,
on the
but
floor?
that's like saying the Lakers will play better without Anthony Davis. You know what I mean?
But Anthony Davis
Like,
can
it's
shoot.
just,
Anthony Davis
but
can
it's
shoot and he
just
spreads the
not the
floor.
case. It's just not the case. You took away their best player on that team. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, well, they're better. They're not better without him. They're not a
Well,
better
first of all,
basketball team without
Rudy
Rudy
Gobert is
Gobert."
not their best player.
Rudy Gobert is a dog.
He's a
You can say
solid
what you
guy,
want.
but he's not their best player.
Okay, if he's not better than Cat, whatever. You can
He's not
say
better
that.
than Ant. Well, actually, Ant-Man, bro, I've never seen a worse
Rudy
performance from.
Gobert, Rudy Gobert is definitely better than Edwards, but we can debate that on another topic. We
Let
can
me
debate that
just
on
say
another
this real
day.
quick. Let me just say this real quick. Yesterday's game from Anthony Edwards. Now, I, in my personal opinion, superstars can never truly be a non-factor in a game because of their prowess and what they, the defensive respect that they command. Even if a superstar player isn't putting up great numbers, they still are an automatic factor because of the respect the defense needs to give them. But Anthony Edwards was nowhere to be seen on the court yesterday. Not only did he shoot like 3 for 14 and he had 9 points, that's not the issue. The issue was that, I mean, I forgot he was on the court at one point. He would go to the bench and he would come back and I wouldn't even realize. But anyway, I picked the
Yeah, he
Pelicans.
definitely he
That was
wasn't a
terrible.
factor yesterday.
No,
He definitely was not a factor.
but I picked the Pelicans because I like Brandon
He
Ingram and I like CJ
okay,
McCollum. And don't forget, the
okay.
Pelicans nearly beat the Timberwolves on Sunday. So it's not like, you know.
I mean,
And
I
and
get it.
let
I
me
get it.
remind you, in that game on Sunday, the Pelicans were beating the Timberwolves when Rudy Gobert was playing until Rudy Gobert was sent home. That's when the Timberwolves started to come back in the second half. So keep that in mind as well.
I get it, but I don't think I liked how the Timberwolves played yesterday for the most part.
Yeah.
It was a sloppy game on both ends, mainly because the amount of I've never seen that many turnovers in a playoff
By both teams
game.
combined. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's supposed to be a game for the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I will say I do think it's gonna be the T-Wolves, but let me go to the East side real quick.
What about me?
Hold on. Let me
We gotta do
finish
the
the
West
East side.
first. We gotta do the West.
Okay, you do your West. You do
I'll do
your
the West.
West.
I'll do the West. We'll talk. Okay. So that would be Denver versus the Pelicans. Similar to what the Pelicans did last year. I believe they were the ninth seed and they stole the 8th seed from the Clippers. But I don't think they're going to beat the Nuggets. Nikola
No
Jokic,
way in hell.
Michael Porter Jr. is a bucket. Jamal Murray's back and hooping. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. So I'd pick the Nuggets in 6. I think the Pelicans might get a win or two, but I pick the Nuggets in 6. As for the 2-7, Lakers versus Grizzlies. Grizzlies in 5.
Oof, you're
If
rough.
not, Grizzlies in 4. But we'll talk about why I don't think the Lakers are going to win that series, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Kings Warriors. I'm going to take a shocker here. I'm going to take the Kings in 7. They're a
You're
young up and
crazy.
coming team. They've been waiting
You're
years,
crazy.
basically almost our
You're
whole lives to get
crazy.
in the playoffs. And
You're
the Warriors
crazy.
don't win on the road.
You're
They don't win on the
crazy.
road. They won 10 games on the road this season.
Okay,
So if
but
the
that
Kings can
doesn't that doesn't matter. They play at both arenas.
but the King first of all, the Kings have home court advantage. Second of all, if the Kings can steal one game in Golden State, which I think they can, I think the Kings could get it done in 7.
And it's not like Sacramento is like for like across the country from Golden State.
It's still a road
I'm
game. It
sure,
doesn't matter. It's still a road game.
but I'm sure there will be plenty of Golden State fans in that arena.
It's still a road game
Plenty.
though.
It's a road game, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Golden State fans in that arena. But with that being said, what is the reason? Like, who do that team have that makes you go against the defending champs?
Um, De'Aaron
Because
Fox,
that's okay. De'Aaron Fox.
Domantas Sabonis, one of the most underrated big men in the NBA. Keegan Murray, rookie all-time leader in rookie three-point shots made. Malik Monk, former Los Angeles Laker
Get the
and
get
former
out of
Kentucky
here.
Wildcat, out
Get
here
out of
getting
here.
buckets,
Get
bro.
out of here.
The Kings have been a consistent team all season, and the Warriors have not been consistent, and the Warriors don't win on the road. The Kings have home court advantage. If the Warriors get down 2-0, which they very well might, it's over for them. They're not coming back.
Here's how I put it. I think in the playoffs, uh, it is a very, very key factor of being a veteran. That Kings team
Yep.
has zero playoff experience on that team. Zero people that have went to championships and won. Now they are very talented, but I don't see them winning 2 games. 2 games maximum is what I see for
No,
the
that's
Kings.
definitely that's a solid point. I mean, and we can all we can agree to disagree. We obviously have to that, but I'm very excited about that series though. I think
I
that's going to be
think
a great
the
series.
biggest series I want to see is definitely the Suns versus the
Yeah,
Clippers.
that's not even.
Even though I wanted to see the Suns versus the Warriors more.
I would pick for that series. I'd probably pick. I'd go Suns in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm still going Suns in
I think the
6.
Suns are the better team. Like we don't know if Paul George is coming back in time or not. I mean Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, even though he's old, DeAndre Ayton's young. The Suns are what 9-0 with KD in the lineup. They're gonna get rested because they have a week off, and actually most of the Suns starters I don't even think played on Sunday, so they're gonna be well rested. They're gonna be ready to go, and I mean looking at the Western Conference playoffs, the first round at least, I don't see one series that doesn't get me kind of like intrigued or interested to watch. I think every single series is going to be a good one. I think even though I'm harsh on the Lakers, I could easily see every single series going 6 or 7 games. And I can't remember a time where it was like that, where every series was legitimately interesting and could be intriguing.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I think there's a lot of good games out here to watch. But now we're gonna move over to the East side with the team that no one talked about yesterday. The Atlanta Hawks winning
Yeah.
before the Lakers game. They won to go and beat the Heat. Um, so we got Hawks versus Celtics, and then I think I'm gonna say the Bulls beat the Raptors, and then I'm going to say the Heat beat the Bulls.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll
So,
take the Heat. I'll take the Heat in the A spot.
so we have Heat versus the Bucks. Bucks clears in 5 games.
4, not even 5-4.
Cavs versus the Knicks. Very young team, very
That's
young
going to be the
squad.
best series in the Eastern
Went to that
Conference.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the last game for the Cavs on Easter Sunday, and it was a good game. I think that team is going to be dominant in the coming years. They're not going to go far this series because they have to play the Bucks if they do beat the Knicks. But I'm gonna go Cavs in 6, and then I think the most, maybe not the most exciting one anymore, but we got the 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets. I'm gonna take Sixers in 5. And then last but not least, the Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks. I'm obviously going to go Celtics in 6. Maybe Celtics in 4, if I'm being totally honest with you. Because I don't see the Hawks getting a game off the Celtics.
Well, so for the first round, Bucks in 4. And I don't really know much about the Eastern Conference. I'm not gonna lie. I think pretty much the top 3. So Bucks in 4,
Sixers, Bucks, and
Bucks,
Celtics.
Celtics, and Sixers all advance. I think the Nets could get 2 games off the Sixers. I think they could shock the Sixers and get 2 games.
Yeah.
The Hawks, I think they could get 1 game off of Boston. It could be one of those. Boston gets a 3-0 series lead, and the Hawks really give everything they have in Game 4 and pull off a home win, and then get beat in Game 5. But I don't think the Heat beat the Bucks, or not the Heat. Excuse me. Oh yeah, it will be the Heat in the AC. I don't think the Heat beat the Bucks. I don't think they beat them once. The most interesting series to me is Cavs and Knicks. I would pick Cavs in 7. Man, the Knicks got a good team. Julius Randle is having an underrated season. Jalen Brunson, the acquisition of him. Who would have thought Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle would be the top two players on a really, really solid playoff team? But the Cavs,
Yeah,
man, the Cavs got buckets all over the court. Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert, Darius Garland. I mean, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. They got the interior protection. Now, at times they lack spacing, obviously, with the two big men kind of clogging up the middle a little bit. But I mean, the Cavs are deep. They got bench pieces. I think a interesting thing this season that kind of just crossed my mind is Kevin Love got cut from the Cavs, right, this year?
yeah.
Interesting that he was with them all those years and they were, not so good, but now the year the Cavs are finally good, he gets cut and then he leaves and goes to the Heat, who might not even make the playoffs. We don't know, but I really like the Cavs. They got a great young squad, and I picked them in 7. I think it'll be a really good series.
Well,
I'm excited.
they needed that young core. I think.
Yeah,
Respect to Kevin Love. He's getting his jersey retired. In Cleveland,
yeah.
he pretty much he's LeBron of that. Not LeBron, but he is like a big part of that
The franchise.
championship
He's
they
one of the
won.
best players in franchise history. So how long he
Yeah,
played there, he was a part of the only championship team. So yeah, what is it like? Second all-time rebound, the all-time rebounding leader, or
yeah.
second?
He's pretty up there for the Cavs organization, which is crazy to think about because when you think of Cavs, you think of LeBron, but Kevin Love put in his work there too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So we got all your picks in for the first round, right?
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go second round.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets interesting. So we got Denver versus Phoenix. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got Phoenix in 5. No, I got Phoenix in 6. I'll do Phoenix in 6.
Phoenix in 5 is crazy.
I'll do Phoenix in 6. And then we got the Warriors versus the Lakers. Now, to be completely honest with you, I want to go Warriors, but the Lakers not sweat, but it was
They beat them 2 out of
3-1.
3. Oh, 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3 out of the 4 games the Lakers won. I think the Lakers have their number this year. So I'm going to go Lakers in 7. And then I'm going to move over to the east side. Bucks in 5 versus the Cavs. Then we got the Sixers and the Celtics. Whew. I'm going to go Sixers in 7. I think I'm going to go Sixers in 7.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think we pretty much had the same East bracket. In the West, we have pretty much the same except for the Lakers. But I would pick the Lakers in a series over Golden State. I wouldn't pick them over Memphis, but I'd pick them over Golden State. But anyway, so over in my West, we got Phoenix versus the Nuggets. I'd take Phoenix in 6. I think Phoenix is probably the favorite going to the finals. They're the 4 seed because Kevin Durant wasn't there all year. So I could see the Suns, maybe winning game 1, and maybe the series being tied 2-2 going into game 5, and the Suns get the road win in game 5, and then bring it home game 6. Sacramento versus Memphis, man. At least for my bracket, that would be an incredibly young series with a lot of young stars and a lot of young talent. That's a tough one. I don't know who I would pick. Who would you pick in that hypothetical?
I would definitely take Memphis, but I don't think that bracket's ever going to happen. To be
But if it
personally
did,
honest with
that's
you.
not the point. The point is if it did.
If it did, I'd take Memphis.
I'd probably take Memphis too. I think I'd take Memphis in 6. Like you said, I'm not gonna hold the Kings' inexperience against them super heavily, even though it could weigh in. But John Morant is a great player. He's electric. He's magic.
Jaws a
He's so
gangster,
fast.
man.
He's so shifty.
He's gonna put on for a hood this series.
Yeah, so I'd pick Memphis, and then over in the East, Sixers Celtics. I'd take Celtics in 6. Sixers have never been able to beat the Celtics. Sixers have never been. We've lost to them in the playoffs like 4 times in a row. We can never beat them. The Sixers have never made it past the second round. They're yet to make it past the second round with Joel Embiid. And man, the Celtics, they're a great team. I mean, what can I say? They made the finals last year. They got Jason Tatum playing like an MVP, Jaylen Brown. So I would take the Celtics in 6. I mean, that series to me will be it's all about James Harden and what's he going to give you. You know, Joel Embiid is giving you 30 points and 12, 13 rebounds. But the question is what's James Harden going to give you? You know, is he going to give you 25, 10 and 10 James Harden, or is he going to give you like 20?
18,
Yeah,
6,
you know
and
what I'm
6.
saying? So it depends on what type of James Harden you're getting in a specific scenario like that. But I would maybe not. Okay, maybe Celtics in 7, but definitely leaning Celtics in that series. And then Bucks versus
Cavs.
Cavs. Yeah, Bucks in 6, maybe 5.
Yeah,
Not
I
anywhere.
took
No,
Bucks in 5.
nowhere beyond. Not beyond a 6 game. But
All right, and
I
then
think the
this
Cavs
last
can win a
one,
game or two against them.
third round, I think is pretty easy for me. We got Phoenix versus the Lakers. I'm taking Phoenix all day in 6 to go to the championship.
I think if the Lakers get out the first round, I could see them making a run. Like if they're good enough to get past Memphis, I think they'd be good enough to get past pretty much all the other teams.
I don't, but that's a personal thing.
Yeah. What about the East? The Eastern Conference Finals. Sixers Bucks for you.
Sixers versus the Bucks. Man, to be honest, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Sixers to the ship.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Sixers to the ship.
Why?
I think Joe. I think he's on a mission this year.
Yeah.
I think the trust the process is coming to an end. I think the
Bro. The process complete Instagram caption would go so crazy, bro.
oh yeah, I think it's all coming to an end. But I don't think they're going to win this year. But I have a strong feeling they're coming out the East. Joel Embiid, he probably should be the MVP this year. If they give him 3 MVPs in a row, I'm going to lose my shit. He's not a 3 MVP type of player. And not to take that away from him, but he does not deserve 3. There's plenty of people in life in basketball history that deserved 3 MVPs in a row.
There's no way Embiid does not deserve one of them, right? You can't
Yeah,
rob Embiid 3 years in a row. You
and
can't.
he's not a 3 MVP. I I forget whose show I was watching, but someone even said he's not even top 3 in the league. So how can he have 3 MVPs in a row? Which
Yeah.
begs a really big question. It's Embiid for me all day. I mean, he's MVP this year, but that's why I'm taking them to come out the East because Embiid's on a mission.
Um. Yeah, I could see the Sixers getting out of the East for sure. But now for me, it would be Suns versus Grizzlies. Suns in 5. Maybe I'd Suns in 6. I don't think the Grizzlies would go that far to go outside in 5, but I would take the Suns in 6. I mean, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton. If there's one thing we know about Kevin Durant, he loves going to the teams with the superstars. Teams that are going to help him win. And he's done that this year. So I think they'll come out the West. In the East, Celtics, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got the home court advantage, so I'm taking Milwaukee in 7. They went to 7 last season. And I believe Milwaukee had a 3-2 series lead, but lost game 6 at home and then lost game 7 because Grant Williams went crazy.
Now,
They
if
didn't
the
have
Celtics do play the Bucks, I will take Bucks.
yeah.
I'll take
But
Bucks, but I'm sticking to my bracket. I think my bracket's
that's fine.
real.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. I think my bracket is definitely going to happen.
But like Chris Middleton's coming back, so I would take the Bucks over the Celtics very narrowly, but I would still take them. So that would set up Bucks Suns finals rematch for me, and then you would have Sixers Suns. So what do you think?
I'm taking the Suns, man. I don't listen when KD got traded there. I think it tipped the scale a lot more than people realize. But having a player like KD on your team, it tips the scale ridiculously when you already have one of the best point guards to ever play the game. You have Devin Booker, who's a really good shooting guard, probably top 5 shooting guard in the league. And then you also have DeAndre Ayton out there at center, who is a big body. He can get rebounds, and he can also get you them points in the paint. As I said, the day before he was traded to the Suns, DeAndre Ayton's game, he had like a 20 and 15 monstrous game where I felt like he dominated and he really showed what he can do on that team. So I don't see it. I don't see the Sixers. If it's Sixers and Phoenix, I don't see the Sixers winning more than 2 games versus the Suns.
You have to take into account home court advantage. You can't like the Suns in 5 is just I don't see the Sixers losing 2 home games, 2 home final games at that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't see them winning 2 more, like more than 2.
So you would
I see them winning 2.
You take
Yeah,
Phoenix in
6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my finals will be Phoenix and Bucks. Man, what would you take?
I still take Phoenix. Like I said,
Giannis versus KD. I would honestly. I think I would take the Bucks. I think I would take the Bucks in 7 at home.
no way. Yeah,
Yeah.
one. I don't think they're going to have KD on Giannis. I don't think that will happen.
No, KD's not guarding Giannis because KD
No.
can't guard anyone.
Yeah, he's not going to Giannis, but I do
Forget what Giannis did to them 2 years ago.
Yeah, I do think. See, that was 2 years ago when they didn't have one of the greatest players of all time on their team.
True, very true.
So, like I said, it tipped the scale.
But KD doesn't play defense though. That's the thing. Giannis tearing Phoenix up has nothing to do with Kevin Durant being on the team because KD's not he's not going to defend Giannis.
But who defends KD?
I mean, that's a good point. But I'm saying that doesn't KD being on the team doesn't stop Giannis from eating. Which if Giannis eats, I don't know. Chris Middleton guard KD, I guess, and then what? Drew Holiday would guard D Book.
I mean, you could put the way I look at it. You can put.
I mean, nobody can guard Kevin Durant. No one. You could put.
And that's the thing. No one can guard KD.
Yeah.
But you can put Giannis on KD all game. But you still have Devin Booker out there, who's a bucket. No matter what anybody says, he's a bucket. And then you still got Chris Paul. You still got DeAndre Ayton.
So that's the thing is Kevin Durant is guaranteed to get 25 to 35, at least 25 points every game. So the question would be, can you shut down or limit Devin Booker and Chris Paul? That's what it's going to have to come down to. Kevin Durant's going to get his. You have to accept that. You have to live with that. The question is, are you going to be able to take away their other players? That's the question.
Yeah, if you kill their spacing, the Bucks and the 76ers, if you kill their spacing, the Suns won't go inside. I don't see a matchup where DeAndre Ayton, which is their center, I don't see a matchup DeAndre Ayton being Giannis in the paint and DeAndre Ayton versus Jalen Embiid in the paint, a slaughterhouse. So if you take away that outside spacing and you make them kick it inside, they're not going to win a series. But that's if you can take away their spacing and their outside game. Yeah,
but I mean, no doubt that would be an incredible final series. I mean, I would totally. But the whole playoffs, man, this is one of the few years in recent memory. I mean, I guess kind of last year, and then 2021 and 2020, but where we don't know who's going to win the champ. Like we can have the Suns as a clear favorite, but we are not for sure or for certain who's going to come out of either conference.
It could change.
There's no clear favorite from either. The Golden State or the Clippers could beat the Suns in the first round. You never know.
Like I said, the Suns did tip the scale with that trade. But what I will say is they only played 9 games altogether.
KD only played 8 games.
So that will be a big disadvantage, even going into the series with the Clippers. You know what I mean?
The Clippers need PG to come back.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think 2020. I wish the 2020 could have played out without the pandemic because I'm not saying it's a bubble. I'm not saying bubble champ. I'm not saying that. But in the bubble, the Lakers kind of rolled through everyone. I mean, looking back on it, it's hard to think we thought anybody but the Lakers was going to win the championship because of just how dominant they were in the bubble. And then in 2021, here's the thing. See, here's the thing about 2021, J-Rod, is we still had the Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving Nets. They weren't injured. They weren't injured until the second round. So entering the playoffs, there was a clear favorite. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, no doubt.
Entering,
That
so
was my
I guess
favorite this year.
last year, was the first year we didn't know who was going to win the championship heading into the playoffs, or we didn't have a clear favorite. And I think this year's, I mean, the Suns, okay, yes, the Suns are kind of a clear favorite, but they're not a proven. I mean, I guess the
No,
Nets weren't really proven either. They didn't play too
I
much
said
together either.
to be a
But
clear favorite, you have to like they only played 9 games together, so
yeah,
it's a struggle
but
with
I
me
think
putting them at a favorite.
Kyrie, and James Harden at that time are better than Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul.
Oh, 110%,
So I think
110%.
the two teams are different. But I mean, you know, at least for me, when I started watching the NBA, it was Cavs, Warriors every year, and then Warriors 2019, and then. So this is the first time I think in my lifetime as being an NBA fan that I'm truly super excited to actually see. And even before that, it was the Heat with LeBron. So not even just me, but anybody. This is the first time in a long time where we don't know, we don't have a
A
clear
clear
like
favorite.
team. So
Yeah, because the Warriors don't even look too hot, even though they just came off that championship. They're not looking the greatest.
yeah. So let's talk about LeBron, because what would be a podcast if we didn't talk about LeBron? And the question they were talking about, I want to say, I think it was today on Undisputed, or maybe it was yesterday. I think it was before the play-in. Was, can this playoff run negatively impact LeBron's legacy in any way? Not could it, obviously a championship would increase it, but could a first round exit, say in 5 games,
Here's my
could that
biggest thing with
affect
that.
LeBron's legacy in a negative way?
No, here's my big. It's just a no for me. It already, if he's already your goat, he's already your goat. You can't take it off him because he lost in his 20th year. You know what I mean? Like, if Jordan's already your GOAT, Jordan was already your GOAT before he came back and played and played more seasons and lost and didn't go to the playoffs in his last 2 seasons. So me saying, hey, Braun, it's going to affect his legacy when his legacy is already as high as it can be. It's not going to affect his legacy. If he loses, it doesn't affect nothing for me. Now it's just going to be another thing for the haters to say, yeah. But if he wins, it's going to blow up his legacy even more than already is.
If LeBron can somehow, some way win a championship this season after everything the Lakers have been through, 43-39 playing game, the whole Russell Westbrook, 2-10, 13th place, like just a couple months ago, it will be one of the greatest accomplishments in the history of the NBA. And I can't think of a more perfect year for him to do it because of the reason we just talked about, that there is so much parity in the league and there is no clear number one team that's obviously light years ahead of everyone. But in terms of, can it negatively impact it? No. I mean, nothing. LeBron could get swept in the first round. It won't do anything to him. All-time leading. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and name his accolades, but the notion that this could be held against LeBron after everything that he's already done is just silly to me.
Because if he retired, nothing would get held around. If he retired like Jordan did, nothing could get held against him.
I don't think anything can be at this point. Even if LeBron was the number one seed and got beat in 5 games by the 8th seed, I still don't think it would be something I mean, it'd be something you talk about, but it's not something that's dragging him down in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's such a bad take that people think that it can hurt his legacy. For a simple reason, like I said, he could have retired last year and called it quits.
Yeah.
Like that, it doesn't make any sense. He's still playing in year 20. Like
He
he's not
averaged
going to win
29
shit.
in year 20. Are you kidding? Like, what?
And he's not going to win a ship every single year. Like, it's
No.
unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
And like the thing is like, if the Lakers can get out of I'm not believing in the Lakers right now because I don't think that they can beat good teams. But if they can beat the Grizzlies, that completely changes for me because it proves that they can beat good teams. So if the Lakers get out of the first round, let's not forget LeBron lives in the finals. Let's not forget that. He went to 8 straight. He missed the playoffs in 2019 because he had an hamstring injury. In 2020, he was back in the finals. In 2021, let's not forget, the Lakers were up 2-1 on the
They were
Suns,
going back to back.
and they were
going
winning
back to
in
back.
game 4. And so even with the LeBron and AD injury during the regular season, where when they got hurt, they were the number 1 seed in the West, but that's beyond the point. They were still had a chance to beat the Suns until AD got hurt. And then last year, obviously, they missed the playoffs. But don't forget that LeBron James lives in the finals. So if the Lakers can stay healthy and if they can beat the Grizzlies, don't be shocked if they make it all the way. Because LeBron, like I said, LeBron lives in the finals. And if LeBron makes it to the finals at this point, he's not losing. Like he's not having 7 finals losses. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I think time will. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. But I do think if LeBron does get to the ship, I don't see him losing to any team on the East side. There's no team that I think is a huge threat to a team that's coming out the West.
We just need AD to stay healthy. We need everybody. If the Lakers can, as a team, can stay healthy and stay intact and become consistently better at defense, they are dangerous. But the question is, can that happen? That's a question right now. When that becomes a guarantee or something to count on, then they're dangerous. But we have to see that.
True that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
So all we got for today, folks. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get
Don't
the
matter.
likes up on TikTok, get the likes up
Braun,
on.
don't matter to me. Braun in 3. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Braun's chasing his 5th ring.
Yeah.
Warriors are chasing their 5th ring.
Nah, see, I cannot have. There is no world to me that Draymond Green has more championships than LeBron. It can't be. That can't happen. It will not happen because it can't happen.
Hey man, we're gonna see how this good playoff bracket comes off, but starts all off on Saturday. On Saturday, it starts all off first round.
Sure.
We're gonna see how it all gets.
All right. Sounds good, gang.
See you guys next time on 412 Press Coverage.
Yes, sir.